Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Virginia Virtual College Fair. We're super excited to have you all here. We have 5 great institutions here to share a little bit more about what they do. But before I pass things off to them, I want to make sure that you understand how to ask them questions throughout this session. And so you'll see this little Q&A symbol at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to go to the Q&A section at any point during any of these presentations that you're about to hear and ask questions. The college representatives are here to answer your questions, but you need to ask them to get them answered. So don't forget about that Q&A option. Your camera and microphone are off and they will remain off for the full session. And so really that Q&A is your best way to interact with our college reps this evening. Remember that there are more sessions coming up in the coming days, and so feel free to check those out and sign up for others at www.strivescan.com/Virginia. And at that same link within the next week, you'll see a recording of this session. If you need to return to any of the information, any of the contact information, know that that recording will be online shortly. But with that, we'll go ahead and pass things off to our first institution, which is the University of South Carolina.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me this evening, and I'll go ahead and get the presentation pulled up here, but I hope you're all doing well. So welcome from the University of South Carolina. We are so glad that you joined us. I'm going to quickly just kind of touch on a few things that I think really makes us unique in the grand scheme of this college landscape. So a few quick facts and stats about us. We have about 35,000 students total, about 26,000 undergrad students. So big school, big spirit, big opportunities. But we have about a 17-to-1 student faculty ratio. So you certainly have all the opportunities of a large university, but we do have, in my opinion, the heart and soul of a smaller school as well. We're about 50% in-state, 50% out-of-state. We're about 50% male and 50% female. And Virginia is one of our top out-of-state states. I am one of 2 regional reps in the state of Virginia. We're located right in the state capital of Columbia, so there are a lot of really cool things to do outside of the classroom as far as shopping, dining, entertainment, and recreation, but also this is really cool when we start thinking about internships and all that good stuff. The campus itself is beautiful. It has a very historic and traditional look and feel, but again, as you move out from the central part of campus, you'll see there really are a lot of great things to do in the city of Columbia. A little bit about academics. We are a Research 1 institution, which really for you means that you are a part of a robust academic community. We have over 50 nationally ranked programs, which is more than every other college or university in South Carolina combined. And we have over 300 unique degree programs when you look at all of the different combinations of our majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. And you can certainly check out a complete listing on the website. We're really big on giving you that hands-on experience. And again, for a big school, I'm often impressed by all the different ways that we can do this. We don't have time to get into too much detail here, but we do a lot with career development. We do a lot with study abroad. And again, we want you as an undergrad student to be a part of that research on campus as well. The good news is that this process works. Our alumni are all over the place. They're really doing well. So the opportunities are really endless. And same with grad school. We find that our faculty members are really leaders in their fields. So they have a tremendous network. So if you're looking to go on to grad school, we have had a lot of success with our grad school placement. And quickly, a little bit about Carolina Elite. We do have the top ranked public honors college in the country. So put simply, honors at South Carolina is a really big deal. And as far as student life is concerned, we have hundreds of clubs and organizations, thousands of events throughout the school year. So it really doesn't matter what you do. We just want you to come and be a part of our really thriving academic community. We're about 25% Greek, so it's there if you want it, but if you don't want it, there's no pressure to join. Housing is required and guaranteed your first year. We have a lot of different living arrangements for you to choose from. So all the different styles of buildings that I'm sure you've heard of, we likely have. We have a lot of living and learning communities, many dining options on campus, and you can even bring your car all 4 years. So we're really big on having happy, healthy, well-rounded students. We have a great health center on campus, so your health and your wellness is truly a priority for us. But as far as just the community in general, our students love being there. It's a really positive environment, and you definitely get the sense that you're a part of something bigger than yourself when you're on our campus. And that's true for your years as an undergrad, and then you're a part of that forever as well. As far as the application is concerned, you can apply using our direct app, coalition, or the common app. It doesn't matter which form you fill out. We need the application fee or a fee waiver. You do need the full essay. We need your school report form. We do not need any letters of recommendation. And you can go ahead and upload that unofficial high school transcript directly to the application. And then one supplemental material, so we are test optional. So if you have the SAT or the ACT, you're welcome to submit it. If you don't have it or you don't feel good about your test score, you can go ahead and either submit 3 AP, IB, or Cambridge level exams, or you can submit a writing sample in place of the SAT or ACT as well. Early action is October 15th. Regular is December 1st. There is no advantage or disadvantage. We say apply when you are going to feel the most confident in your application. The Honors College does have a deadline of November 15th, and that does require you to apply early action. So if you're interested in honors, we do want to be sure that we receive your application to the university by October 15th. The coursework is pretty straightforward. In math, we need you to go through Algebra 2, then one course beyond Algebra 2. In the lab sciences, we need anything from biology, chemistry, physics, or earth science, and then one course beyond that. And then for the fine arts, if you have a fine arts, that's wonderful. If not, we can substitute an additional academic elective. You see here some of the historical data as far as what our numbers look like in the average profile. I would like to say that the GPA is weighted on a 5.0 scale, and of course the SAT and the ACT data is going to look a little bit different this year since we are test optional. And you see an estimate of what our out-of-state tuition looks like here. This really is an estimate, and it was just announced that we are not going to increase tuition next year, which we're all very excited about. As far as merit-based is concerned, about a third of our students do receive a merit award, which is based on academics. You do not need any test scores to be considered, and you do not need to apply. We're going to simply admit our freshman class, and then we'll go back and distribute the merit aid in the spring. Of course, if you're interested in aid beyond merit, we do ask that you send your FAFSA, and we do have a financial aid office that would be more than happy to help you out. So here's my contact information. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you may have. I am more than happy to help. Again, I'm one of 2 regional reps in the state of Virginia, but we do have an entire staff back in Columbia, and we're all happy to help. So thank you again, and have a great day.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, University of South Carolina. We'll go ahead and head on over to Hampden-Sydney.
Awesome. Thanks, Isabella. What's up, guys? My name is Marshall Mcclung. I currently serve as Associate Dean of Admission and Digital Media at Hampden-Sydney. There is no way that I could possibly tell you about our 245 years of history in just 6 minutes. I'm going to do my best to tell you about the things that we think matter. We'll go ahead and kick things off. We were founded November 10th, 1775, which makes us the 10th oldest college in the nation. When we were founded as a college for men, like most colleges that were founded in that day and age. The difference is we have chosen to remain all male for the past 245 years. So we are one of 3 remaining men's colleges in the US, and we are located in the heart of Virginia. When we were founded, our mission was to form good men and good citizens, and our mission has not changed since. I'm not going to go over details for our application, deadlines, what we look for in an applicant. All of that stuff is on our website, so I would encourage you all, if you have specific questions about that type of thing, hop onto our website. I'll put up my contact info at the end of this presentation, so feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call at any point. More than happy to help. But let's get into what we think is important. At Hampden-Sydney, you are going to get a rigorous academic education. You're going to learn how to think critically. You're going to learn how to write well. You're going to learn how to speak well. And we think what you learn in the classroom is great, but we think, at the same time, you're looking for a job probably, or you're looking to go into a good grad school to maybe get an MBA or PhD, whatever that may be. And who when you're going through that can equally help you. Maybe it's somebody like this. This is my friend Kirk Zambetti. His last name rhymes with the company that he works for. He's actually currently the Senior VP of Sales for a small cooler company you may have heard of, Yeti Coolers. Or maybe Ron John, Ronald Johnson. I know him as Ron John because we were in school together. Ron John's the current GM for global basketball for Converse shoes. Maybe Rob Citrone. Rob's a pretty cool dude. He is a billionaire. billionaire with a capital B, graduated in the late 80s. He is a part owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he has his own hedge fund. He's doing okay. He did donate $6 million to the college about a couple months ago to help support our experiential learning program. Maybe somebody like Lane Ford, you might be watching this on an Apple device, maybe an iPhone. The iPhone exists the way it does because Lane's a creative director at Apple. Warren Thompson, owner and founder of the second largest minority-owned food provider in the country, Thompson Hospitality. They provide our food, so we eat pretty well. Jared Ficklin, Jared and I were classmates. If you saw the most recent Tiger Woods documentary, that was because Jared produced it. He is currently a producer for the Golf Channel. Now, the reason I bring all these guys up is because we have guys doing cool things at cool places. It might be kind of tough to read this list on the left side of your screen. That's deliberate. The biggest takeaway here is that our alumni network was ranked by the Princeton Review as the second best in the country. And this is the second year that it's been there. I've seen it work myself. I've seen it work for other guys. So that's a big takeaway for us. Our Compass program is our experiential learning program. We are getting guys out into the real world. We require that they do an internship for at least one semester or study abroad experience that's approved by our career service office. Same with research. I mean, the opportunities to get involved there are pretty expansive. The biggest difference, I think, with Hampden-Sydney, between Hampden-Sydney and other colleges is our rhetoric program. We require that all students take at least 2 semesters of rhetoric in Hampden-Sydney, and then they ultimately have to pass the rhetoric proficiency exam. We are going to teach you how to write well, and we're going to teach you how to speak well. I think the last thing that any employer wants to have to do is train somebody how to write an email or train someone how to have to, give a presentation in a business meeting. We cover those things regardless of your major. So our guys graduate as great communicators from the start. As far as athletics go, we are a pretty big athletic school. About a quarter of our guys are participating on one of our athletic teams. If you're not playing on one of our D3 sports teams, ton of IMs and ton of club sports that our guys can get involved with. So whether it's off the field, cheering on, our football team, our lacrosse team, maybe our soccer team, or the guys in Kirby Fieldhouse at the basketball courts, our guys are really active when it comes to athletics. We have a very large campus. We are tucked in the middle of the woods in Farmville, Virginia. We have a new climbing wall on campus with a high ropes course, 2.5 miles of nature trails. Our Outsiders Club has been super active during COVID-19 because, it's a whole lot easier to be outside than it is inside. So we encourage our guys to get out around campus. I think the biggest takeaway about Hampden-Sydney is the brotherhood and the bond that you will form with your peers. We are not a 4-year institution. This is a lifelong thing. My grandfather graduated in 1951 and is still friends with the guys that he graduated with. So whether it's the guys that you meet the first day that you show up doing community service around the town, or the day that you graduate on the lawn of Venable Hall, the bonds that you form with your peers are going to last a lifetime. We do have fun. I just want to mention for all the guys who are concerned that we are a college for men, girls can visit campus, whether that's a football game or whether it's a black tie ball, we have a good time. So I'll encourage you guys to apply, come see us, check YouTube for our video tour. If you need anything, screen cap this shot right here. This is me. That's my email address and cell phone number. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Great, thank you so much, Marshall. We'll go ahead and head on over to our next institution, which is University of California, Irvine.
Hi, thank you everyone for joining me. I really appreciate your time today. If you are watching this later on YouTube or on StriveScan's website, use that QR code to sign up to let me know you attended, or check out our website, take a photo of this. It's a great way to remind yourself to go back to that website later. My name is Andrea. I am with the University of California, Irvine, and I am very proud to represent UCI because it is such a dynamic place. We are one of the top 10 public universities in the country, and today I'll cover the 5 reasons why you might want to consider applying to UCI. The first reason is our location. It is 70 and sunny pretty much year round. We are halfway between LA and San Diego. We are 10 minutes from the beach, and it's a pretty safe city as well. So we are in a great location. It's very dynamic in terms of lots of internships in the area, but you also have the beach. You're also only an hour and a half to 2 hours from some great to amazing skiing and boarding. So I have students who go boarding in the morning and then are at a beach bonfire that night. So it's a really dynamic, great place to be. One of the great things that this weather and location affords us is to have this really a pretty park-like campus. Our campus has a huge park in the middle, over 14,000 trees in that 19-acre park. And what you see here is really the heart of campus. So when they made our campus, which we're only 55 years young, so it's pretty neat to be such a young campus. When they made our campus, they made it in such a way that it was designed to make everything connected. So we'll talk about our interdisciplinary approach in a moment, but I did want to highlight the physical layout of campus that really makes this conducive to being interdisciplinary. So if you'll see there, it's a perfect 1-mile circle. Ring Road gets you to all your academic buildings on campus. To get from one side of Ring Road to the other is about a 20-minute walk, or about 10 minutes to walk across that park. So it's not too big to get around. But we are a large campus in terms of student population, over 30,000 undergraduates and just about 6,500 graduate students. Of those graduate students, though, over half of them are in our medical school, which is off-site. So we are a tier 1 research school. We do a lot of research, and we incorporate our undergraduate students into that research. Something else that's unique to note on this map here, on your left-hand side, you'll see one of our freshman halls, which is Middle-earth Student Housing. This is named after Lord of the Rings characters. Just kind of fun. Those 2 towers you see are brand new. Those were just built and opened in fall 19. And then our other freshman hall is right at the bottom where you see those 2 little blue circle arrows. That is where Mesa Court Student Housing is. So all of your academic buildings plus freshman housing is right at this heart of campus. Upperclassmen housing is just outside of this. So it's a really unique kind of design of campus. I mentioned that we're interdisciplinary. Now, because we were built only 55 years ago, we were built in a way that made it so that both from a physical layout and from our policy, we're able to connect everything. We expect all of our faculty to be interdisciplinary when they get hired at UCI. So that means that they're not only studying and doing this great research and learning great things about their field and really being critical thinkers in their field and teaching you how to be a critical thinker in your field, they're also having to do that in not just one field, but multiple fields. They might teach in 2 different schools, or they might teach in one school and do research in another. What UCI is best known for is probably our pre-med, pre-health. You can make any major you see on the screen here into a pre-med major or a pre-health major, but typically where I see our pre-med students are in one of our 10 biology programs. We even have genetics or human biology. We have quite a wide array within that. We also have a brand new public health school. This public health program has been around for quite a while, but the public health school, and that designation is new, it means extra money, it means more funding, means greater opportunities for research, and what better time than now. One of the great things about UCI being interdisciplinary is that the way that in our current moment, we're seeing that everything's connected. Politics and economics and public health and social kind of issues as well. Those are all interconnected. The world is seeing it. UCI has known that for a long time. So you'll find that we incorporate this into a lot of our majors, including you'll see on here environmental studies and policy. We know that in order to study the environment, you need to know a little bit about the science, but you might also want to know a little bit about the policy to enact the change you're hoping to make. The other area that we're best known in, other than the pre-med, pre-health field, is our computer science and engineering programs. Our computer science school has 7 majors. Engineering has 13. Students have some opportunity to explore within those once they get to our campus. We have a game design major, which is very popular on our campus as well. Part of that is because Blizzard Entertainment is literally on our campus, so great internships, but not just in that major, really in all of the engineering and computer science majors. Your senior year, you'll do a senior design project. This project is going to allow you to really build your resume while you're in school. Many of our students get hired right from these programs. With computer science specifically, students are often getting hired by a nearby company. With that in mind, I'll talk on the next screen about what companies are nearby us. But before I do, other highlighted majors, business, we have a top 10 dance major, we have a top 5 criminology program in the US as well. So some really kind of all over the board highlights. At UCI, we build in hands-on ways to build your resume into your application or into your four-year degree. So not only are we a research school that is going to teach you how to critically think in your field, we're also going to give you hands-on ways to kind of build your resume while you're with us. Many of those are incorporated into your program. The UC Irvine area looks very suburban, but it was designed in a way to look that way without actually being that way. Within 10 minutes of campus, we have 1/3 of all Fortune 500 companies. And the return on investment, once you come to UCI, you are going to double your salary within 10 years after graduating, which is a great thing to talk about. We're a very diverse campus, so we like to get students in and through. And my last reason why you might want to become a UCI student is because we're the anteaters. It's a really fun mascot. We do this little thing, looks like a little anteater, and we go, sot, sot, sot. And we stream this at sporting events, esports events, graduation, and with our student clubs as well. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to your questions.
Great, thank you so much. Before we head on to our next institution, I do want to make a quick plug for that Q&A once again. So if you have any questions about any of the institutions that you've already heard from, or any of the ones that you're about to hear from, make sure you send those questions through that Q&A. So don't forget about that opportunity. But now we'll go ahead and head on over to John Tyler Community College.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jordan Meadows, and I'm the Outreach Coordinator at John Tyler Community College. At Tyler, our vision statement is a success story for every student, and through all the supports and resources at Tyler that I'm going to talk about today, I hope that you'll see how our vision statement is really something that we truly believe in. So first off, this is Tyler at a glance. We've got 2 campus locations, one in Midlothian, Virginia, and one in Chester, Virginia. In Midlothian, we've got more of the arts programs. We've got our black box theater. Our theater programs are music, arts programs. And then also in Chester, we have the nursing program, as well as some of the skilled trade programs like HVAC, electricity, welding, manufacturing, things like that. We've got over 14,000 students enrolled at Tyler, which may sound like a lot, but with all the options and pathways at Tyler, we're able to cultivate smaller class sizes, with the average class size being of 15 students per class. As I mentioned, we've got a lot of options and pathways with over 75 majors and programs, and that include associate degrees, transfer-specific associate degrees for those who want to go on to the 4-year schools, and technical trade programs designed to prepare students for skilled trade jobs that are in high demand right now. We've also got 3 different modes of learning: in-person, hybrid, and online. Hybrid is a mix between those in-person classes and Zoom classes. And more about those majors. Some of our most popular ones I've divided between technical, transfer, and career. Our technical ones are typically a year or less than 2 years long. They teach skills for entry-level jobs that are in high demand. Many of these programs are less than 2 years long, and you can come out with it with qualifications for entry-level jobs with salaries ranging from $40,000 to $55,000 a year. These programs are great for students that don't really want that traditional classroom setting, and they want to work with their hands, learn a skill, and join the workforce. The transfer degrees listed are some of the most popular ones at Tyler, and they're designed to transfer to a 4-year institution. After completion, you will receive your associate's degree, and your credits will transfer to that 4-year school. And additionally, at Tyler, we have guaranteed acceptance agreements with all the 4-year state schools in Virginia, such as JMU, UVA, VCU, VSU, ODU, Virginia Tech, and many more. The agreements are basically contracts between the community colleges and the 4-year schools that outline certain requirements with your courses, GPA requirements, and if you satisfy those, you will have a guaranteed acceptance after your 2 years at Tyler. This is actually what I did when I did community college out of high school. I got a guaranteed acceptance to UVA, where I earned my bachelor's degree. And then these career majors are geared towards joining the workforce after completion. Some of them are certifications and some of them are actual associate degrees. Given that they're not designed to transfer to a four-year school, it doesn't mean that it's not possible, but there is a chance that there may be some additional requirements from that four-year institution in order for them to transfer over. And some courses within the program might not necessarily transfer. If you're interested in learning more about other programs at Tyler, scan that QR code or visit catalog.jtcc.edu. Some of those supports. The vision is a success story for every student. Not only are our professors and faculty highly invested in helping students reach their goals, but at Tyler, we have many supports and resources in place to ensure success. The ARC is one of them. It's the Academic Resource Center. As a Tyler student, you have unlimited access to free tutoring. The ARC has student tutors, professional tutors, and many professors will host their office hours within the ARC. And they will also help you with study plans, writing papers at any point in that process. Our libraries are more than just books. They also host workshops and activities on a wide variety of topics. You can reserve study rooms and technology and equipment for any projects that you may have in your classes, and they also have free printing. And then our career services department office. It will help you find a job while you're at Tyler and or after your time after Tyler. They host job fairs, they help students find internships within their programs of study, and they'll even provide you with a free interview outfit to, that you can keep if you do not have one with our clothing closet. Some of the student life at Tyler. Our student activities host events like pickup games on the quad between classes, virtual events like cooking tutorials and virtual spirit week. Our theater program has musicals and plays each semester. You don't necessarily have to be in the theater program or the club to participate or audition. And then we also have intramural sports, volleyball, basketball, and soccer. And we have over 30 clubs at Tyler. And if there's one that you wanted to join, but we don't have one yet, you can create one on with a faculty advisor and a couple friends. And applying to Tyler is easy. We've got a free application. There's no essays and no SAT or ACT and no letters of recommendation. If you're interested in applying now, you can scan that QR code or visit jtcc.edu/apply. If you have any additional questions, please email me at info@jtcc.edu, or you can send me a text at 804-464-8484. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jordan and John Tyler. We'll go ahead and head on over to our final institution of the session, Nova Southeastern.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Greetings, everyone. My name is Lanisha James. I am the admissions counselor at Nova Southeastern University. We are in sunny South Florida, Fort Lauderdale to be exact. We are about 15 minutes from the beach. I'll just point that out to start. We are a private selective research university. And a few important things that I would really like to point out to you all is that we are a mid-sized private university. So we are at 5,600 undergraduate students. One important thing that I would love for you all to know is that we did start out as a graduate school, an actual medical program. So we are very medical driven, but we are driving our undergraduate program at this point. One thing that we really value is the point that we are mid-sized and that the class sizes are small. To be exact, average student class size is about 17 students. And one of the things that really stands out to me the most about NSU is the fact that we have a career coach from your first year. So starting as a freshman, you have a career coach, and this coach will help you with things like building your resume, doing mock interviews, job hunting, and it goes beyond. So even if 10 years from now you decide, hey, I want to change my career path, you can always come back to NSU and we will assist you with those career goals. We want you to become career driven while you're in college, not after you graduate. So we want you to, have your resume built. We want you to have those skills that you need to go on an interview before you graduate. I also like to dip into our graduate programs. We have over 50 undergraduate programs, and they are very diverse, as well as our dual admissions. Not all schools offer this, and we take pride in that. Our dual admissions programs, the way that they work is you will reserve a seat during your undergraduate program for your professional program. So let's say you want to go into medicine or law or business, and you want to go into med school or business school. That seat is reserved for you while you're in your undergraduate program. So I also move on. We have over 17 NCAA Division II teams and over 120 clubs and organizations on campus. We absolutely take pride in our students being involved on campus and using these opportunities not only to network, build relationships, but also to have fun. College is about getting to know people and having a really good time. Here's a short video for you.
We give students the tools to harness the best within themselves and an edge to become more confident, capable, and caring professionals. NSU's practical personal learning environment gives all of our students a portfolio of work that makes them more marketable in any career path. It's an approach that's less like the classroom and more like the real world. It gives NSU graduate students more clinical experience, more personal attention, more career opportunities, and higher pass rates. NSU is the only university to give all undergraduates a 4-year career coach, and our dual admission programs offer them secured admission to graduate, professional, or medical school. Plain and simple, that's why graduates of NSU's bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and professional degree programs become the kinds of leaders that make a real difference in the real world. And that's what we mean when we say our students have the NSU edge. Nova Southeastern University. Prepare to dominate.
Just to add on, I actually earned my master's at Nova Southeastern University, and when I was in high school, I got my braces done there, so I can speak from personal experience. This was an enjoyable experience, and I absolutely recommend this university, not only for myself, but for y'all. But to just get into details of what we mean when it says to prepare to dominate. Last year for our 2020 freshmen, the class profile started as a -B+ for our overall GPA. We had about 14,000 applicants and we accepted about 1,750. While we are in the state of Florida, we have a large percentage of students that come from out of state, starting at 35% and a 4% international range. We have become test optional in the year of 2020, leading into 2021. So you are not required to have SAT or ACT scores. However, if you do, we absolutely want you to shoot for the stars with a 1,600 or a 1280 or ACT of a 21 through a 30. And we also give out many scholarships. Last year we gave over 41 million. How to apply. So as you know, you can use the NSU Shark app or the Common application. We will need your official high school transcripts. As I mentioned, we are test optional at this point. We will need at least one letter of recommendation, up to 3. We are essay optional, but we do recommend you to submit those essays. We absolutely want you to stay connected on all panels, from Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, it doesn't matter. Please hit us up at any point and you can contact me directly. My name is Lanisha James. My direct line is 954-937-9369 or my email, lanisha.james@nova.edu. I look forward to meeting you all and I cannot wait to share NSU with you.
Great, thank you so much, Nova Southeastern. So that is a little bit about each of our 5 institutions that we have joining us for this session, but I do think that it would be great if everyone wants to take a stab at describing a little bit more about what your campus vibe is like.
So I can go first. NSU is very diverse. We are in South Florida, so we are very beachy. It's very sun-driven. We actually have iguanas that hang out on campus all the time. Our students like to just hang out on campus, get under the palm trees, talk, but we are very academically driven. I will say that it's not a party school. Our students have a lot of fun. One of the really cool things about NSU are we are the only university in the United States to have a partnership with the NFL team. So although we do not have a football team, we do have a partnership with the Miami Dolphins, and all of our students have access to the football games. We shuttle you there and we shuttle you back. You have a student section for the game as well as tailgating. You are allowed to drive on campus from freshman year. So that's a few cool things about NSU.
I'll go next. Our campus, the students there are really curious and like to kind of go above and beyond. So whatever their academics are, they don't just do it in the classroom. They're talking about it when they're at the Starbucks on campus. They're getting involved in extracurricular activities that are related to their major. We're a little, I don't know, nerdy, quirky. We're a selective institution, so I think that kind of adds to that. But we're also super friendly and collaborative. So we've set it up on campus so that there's not this competition in the classroom. We do a lot of collaborative and active learning. So it's, I would say, quirky because the anteaters, and friendly and very academic, passionate, curious. So that's kind of the vibe.
I'll go next. Oh, sorry.
Get it? No, get it, Jordan. Go ahead, man.
So at Tyler, being a community college, I think the vibe is really a sense of community. I've been going through some new student stories that we're planning to use for presentations, and the sense that I'm really getting from all the stories is that the supports from the professors and faculty and their classmates are really giving the students a sense of community and support with just even anything. So I was reading one story about how a student lost a family member and they weren't sure if they were going to be able to complete the semester. Another story where a student was diagnosed with a neurological disease, and they recalled how their other peers and their faculty supports really supported them and helped them get through and thrive while at community college, while understanding that they're going through these hard times. But at Tyler, I think it's a very supportive and community-like atmosphere.
So I'll go ahead and say, you know, as a former Hampden-Sydney student myself, we have a very engaged campus, but it's kind of oxymoronic, right? Like it is maybe one of the most laid back college campuses I've ever been on. You know, it's very chill, to use a word that you kids might use. But super laid back, but our guys are very active and engaged. Our president likes to say that nothing happens on our campus without a young man doing it. And you might know that most young men generally are a little bit lazier than they are engaged. I'll also say too, if you visit our campus, you are going to get said hello to by every single one of our guys. If you visited a college campus before, I think you'll probably see a lot of students walking around with headphones in. You know, you got the classic white AirPods in and like a phone, and they're walking with their head down. Our guys walk with purpose, and they speak to guests when they visit, and they speak to each other when they pass each other on the sidewalk. So again, it really is that bond, but it truly is a family. So come see us sometime.
So I think that at South Carolina, you'll find that the campus is certainly very friendly and welcoming. Our students are accomplished, but also very well-rounded. And at the end of the day, we really collaborate to be the best that we can be together. You know, we are Division I, we are in the Southeastern Conference, so big sports, big athletics, and I really think that that adds to a lot of the spirit that you'll find on campus. And again, you really do get the sense that you are a part of something bigger than yourself, but again, you also have kind of that small community feel in many ways as well. So it really is just a well-rounded experience for you.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you all so much for sharing a little bit more about each of your institutions throughout this session, but definitely for sharing a little bit more about that Campus 5 element as well. So I just want to say a big thank you once again to all of our college representatives, but also to all of you for joining. We hope that you found this virtual college exploration helpful. Note that you will have a quick survey appear on your screen as soon as this session ends. So if you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out, it's always really great for us to get a little bit of feedback on sessions like these. A reminder that you can sign up for additional sessions at www.strivescan.com/Virginia. And at that same link within the next week, you'll find a recording of this session if you need to revisit any of this information. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you once again to our college representatives. And perhaps most importantly, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day.